Can we thank Tendo again for mobilizing all of us to come to this meeting and making sure I keep time? Today, we are continuing on the topic of diseases and how they reduce the produce you will get from your plantation. So our topic is how diseases and pests affect produce. Yes, there are a number of diseases that affect banana plants. There is the black sigatoka, which makes the leaves appear black and grey, resulting in poor productivity and makes the banana plants look like this.
I have seen that one, Musomesa. It affected me badly one time.
Good to know you can identify them. Now, let us look at the wilting disease. This one is called banana bacterial wilt. Now, have you ever seen this?
Yes. Yes, in Topher's garden.
For goodness sake, peace. We are not here to name and shame. A yes or no should suffice.
Okay. Let us continue. These diseases can significantly affect your yields unless you control them or eradicate them. We are going to learn a simple strategy that will enable you to remember the processes of controlling these diseases. It is called the ABCD strategy. Hey. Don't worry. Let me write it here. A, B, C, and D. Now listen carefully. The first thing you must do to control diseases like banana wilt is to avoid transferring infected diseased plant material from one place to another, like suckers and cut stems. You will be transferring the disease with that material. A here stands for avoid, okay?
Yes. Avoid.
Banana wilt can also be controlled when the male buds are immediately broken off after formation of the last cluster. So, B is for break.
B is for break.
Good! Another thing you must do to control banana wilt is to cut down infected plants one by one and chop them to small pieces. So let us see here is for
cut.
But remember, I also told you about the importance of chopping the cut plant to small pieces, okay?
Yes.
So C is for cut and chop.
Cut and chop.
The most common mistake we make as farmers is failing to clean our tools properly. The tools you use for destroying infected plants must be thoroughly cleaned. Most times, these tools are the ones that transfer diseases from one infected plant to a healthy one. It is therefore important to disinfect. Completely disinfect the tools you used with jig or using fire. So D is for disinfect.
Disinfect.
Very good. So did we all understand? Yes, Paulo.
Musomesa, I have understood very well. To control diseases such as banana wilt, I need to do the following using ABCD.
A is for avoid. Avoid transferring infected diseased material. B is for break. Break off the male bud using a forked stick. C is for cut and chop. Cut the infected plant and chop it to pieces. D is for disinfect. Disinfect all the tools used in the garden. Yeah! Have you seen? I have come up with a song. Join me. Let's sing together. A is for avoid. Avoid transferring infected diseased plant material. B is for break. Break off the male bud using a forked stick. C is for cut and chop. Cut the infected plant and chop it to pieces. D is for disinfect. Disinfect all the tools used in the garden.
Wow. Very well done. This was a good class today. Now, let us go and inspect Constance's plantation and see what she's doing well and not well.
Merida.
Yes, my husband. What is all the excitement about?
What did I tell you? Here. Read. Whose name is that?
Yours?
Who is inviting me?
The King's Prime Minister for a fundraising for the kingdom to a national road trip. Tofa. What does that mean?
No, the question should be, Tova, who are you? Merida, I am part of the entourage going on a national fundraiser to rebuild the kingdom and reinstate it back to its glory days.
Yeah?
Hey, we are traveling 6 months, Merida.
I can see. When are you leaving?
Next week. Next week. Come, let's go and start packing.
It is such a long time, my husband. 6 months.
You will be fine. That is why we have phones. This is a very important engagement, so I must go.
But this place will be lonely now that Junior and Dora are back to school.
About that, there are some friends of yours who should stop coming to see you while I'm away.
Yeah?
I think they are a bad influence.
Like who? You know all my friends are good.
Except Tendo and company.
Who is company?
Company, Mochibi, those two should not talk to you. They are a bad influence.
But sincerely.
Make new friends whom you can introduce to me when I return.
You know my friendship with Constance and Tendo goes a long way. And asking me to do something like that is very selfish of you, my husband. I would never ask you not to talk to your friends, even if I don't like them. You know I will be miserable and heartbroken if you make me do this. The handsome and caring tough I married would never subject me to such misery. And if you truly love me...
Okay, fine. Keep your friends, but don't talk to Muchibi.
You can't be serious. He's the LC3 chairman and a husband to my friend. Are you still upset you lost to Muchibi in the election? Tofa, it was just an election. That has never changed who you are to me and the respect you command in this village. And the fact that
Okay. Talk to them. But don't ever claim I sent them greetings, because I don't.
Tofa, my darling husband, sometimes the things that worry you should not even be on your mind.
Just make sure the witch doctor gets everything they need. So, our plantations do not die, okay? These bananas must yield.
That I will do.
Merida, you like to confuse me with many words.
My darling husband. Merida, thank you for spending the night. It's really been long. I know. Sometimes I wonder how fortune understands our circumstances and rearranges things for our good. You won't believe it, Constance. I was struggling with how best to convince my husband to embrace new farming approaches. And just like that, this very good news came. For a few seconds, I couldn't believe. But there he was, telling me he has to leave next week for a 6 months national fundraising with the King's Council on invitation of the Prime Minister. My heart was confused. Was I to jump and rejoice, or was I to ponder on the fact that I was going to miss him?
This is very fortunate coincidence.
6 months. I have packed 3 suitcases and I am going to have to hire a special to pick him from home because him and Kape will never see eye to eye.
Tofa has a point on that one. I wouldn't see eye to eye with Kapere when it comes to his reckless driving. Get him the special. But 6 months is a long engagement. But also quality time for you to rehabilitate your plantation.
Long, but it has its perks for both of us. Him away boasting in his ancestral King's Council responsibilities, and me here making decisions about urban plantation productivity without being reminded of the trade of imaginary enemies we have with personal vendettas against us. The funny thing is, when he told me of this engagement, my face and words said to him, 6 months? Good God, that is such a long time for you to be away, my darling. But somewhere deep in my heart, I was happy that he won't be interfering.
What will you tell him when he returns and finds all these changes?
I love my husband and he loves me. The right words will come. I am also starting with the side of the plantation which he gave me when we got married. When he sees it, things will fall in place. And for as long as the plantations are looking good, peace shall prevail. Sometimes we need to take affirmative action, Constance.
Talk about affirmative action, Merida. You know, in 1999 when my husband died, his brothers wanting to claim these plantations of ours because I did not have a son as an heir. But I had a father-in-law who loved me like his own. He stood up for me and said to his sons, "Heir or no heir, the land will remain for Constance and her daughters and her daughters' children."
What a brave man. Those were times when women could hardly own property.
My father-in-law loved his son and loved me like his own. Our livelihood had been from banana sales. I can only imagine where I would have been if it had not been for him.
Constance, I want to carve a future for my son. I want him to study until his brain says, I am tired. I want to put up a commercial building on that plot of mine at the sub-county. If I don't act now, then there will be no other time. The reason I came to see you is to tell you that I would like to start attending the banana production training. Could you please ask Joshua to spare a few minutes one day to visit my plantation now that the cat is going away?
Attend the meetings any day. Musomesa Joshua can make that arrangement. Come to the meeting. Come to the meeting next Thursday at my place.
Thank you. I will be there.
So that was it on the importance of desuckering. I hope we all understood the process very well.
Of course, Musomesa, it will only be unserious people who don't pay attention to what you just said.
You speak for yourself and just say what you have learned so that we know that you're not the unserious one. I, for instance, learned that the most important reason for desuckering the suckers is so that all the year round I continue to harvest. And bananas don't get finished from the garden after one harvest. Desuckering ensures that I have constant income with waiting for seasonal bananas from my plantation. You, John, what have you learned?
We are not competing here, but thank you. This is true and important. So, desuckering your suckers means you are securing a continuous source of income and food. Make sure during the identification of suckers, they are not at the same growth level. Others should be younger than the others. That was it for today. We will meet in a couple of weeks. This time, we will visit your LC Thirimo Chibi and the wife Stendo's farm.
Thank you.
All of you have a good day.
So, Musomesa. Yes. This is Merida, wife to one of our local farmers, Tofa.
Oh, yes. Tofa, who stood for LC3 chair position. Oh, nice to meet you, Merida. Thank you for attending this session. I hope you learned something useful. Please encourage your husband to come.
Oh, yes, most definitely. Very useful. About that, my husband, I'm not sure he will be in position for now, but maybe in the near future.
Oh, okay.
Yes, maybe in the near future. Merida is struggling a bit with her plantation. It is the huge plantation off this road. She was hoping you spare some time to visit and advise.
Oh, no problem. We can arrange that the next time I'm here.
That would be really great. I look forward to that. Our yields have drastically reduced, and this is causing us to drawing significantly from our savings.
Oh, we will look at the plantations and make some recommendations for improvement.
Thank you.
No problem, Merida.
bagenzi esho mutumba kubonire epagara skankabwire naba